Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel. You're about to see a skincare video, and I've never done a skincare video on this channel, but guess what? You just never know what you're gonna get when you're watching this. I like to keep it fresh, I keep it icy frosty, I keep it really strong like very bitter coffee. It's your boy Nick D, freestyling on a skincare video, bitch. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Let's fast forward through the nonsense. The reason I felt compelled to make this video about my skincare routine lately is because I found something that has been working like a champ in order to keep my skin clear. I have mentioned it in the past, but I have very oily and very acne-prone skin, pretty severe cystic acne, especially around the cheeks, the nose, the forehead got pretty bad at some point. Anybody who has ever struggled with any sort of skin issue will know that it took up a lot of my mental space, worrying about what I looked like, feeling very self-conscious. It's tough, and unfortunately, even after Accutane, I still struggle. When I started my new job, I broke out on my temples, like on my forehead. Can you see? In the last few months, I sort of had like some sort of awakening about my skincare, and I came upon this new way of thinking about my oily, acne-prone skin, and this sort of shift in my perception has really helped me manage those cystic acne pimples and even control the oil, which at times has been just as bad as the acne. When I lived in New York, my skin would get so oily that you would see droplets of oil forming at the top of all of my pores. And this is when I was working as a makeup artist, so I'd have to be this close to people all day, just slip and slide down my face all day, right up close to you. It was tough, I'm telling you. But that all changed, and I finally began to regain control of my skin when I realized that this is the secret. Yes, that is a kitchen sponge, and no, I am not going to wash my face with a dish sponge. Give me some credit. Although I can see beauty YouTubers being like, this scrubby side is so good for exfoliation. Soap scum all over your face. Don't do it. No, my skin is the sponge. It was when I was looking at my nose up close one day and saw that oil seeping out of my pores that I remembered what I had learned in science class. Really, our skin on our entire bodies is a lot like a dish sponge. If not like a dish sponge, then like a sea sponge you would find in the ocean. It's an organism made up of living cells, and it needs a very particular environment in order to stay healthy and function properly. So, when you have oily skin, think of it like this. Our body is producing too much oil, and it's seeping up through the sponge at all times. It's like if you soaked this sponge in water. Now, if you have dry skin or wrinkles or fine lines, then it's the opposite problem. And that can either be because your body is not producing enough oil, or because there's something happening in your life, smoking, sun damage, not drinking enough water, all of that will do it. And then some people just have normal, perfect skin, so it's like a healthy sponge at all times. Good for you. But if you're like me, and I'm assuming if you're watching this video, many of you are, then you are the first type of person with skin that keeps on producing too much oil and it's pushing up through the skin. Acne-causing bacteria will feed on all of those little pores full of dry, dead skin and oil. And it's our body's response to that bacterial infection that presents itself as inflammation or acne. So big deal, our skins are sponges, I guess. How does that help solve acne or oily skin? Well, I'll tell you how this sort of realization has helped me take better care of my skin. I have always loved skincare. I've just always been into it. I mean, I've always had problem skin, so it was sort of out of necessity. Skincare was always on my mind. But now I work in the beauty industry, so it's even more of an obsession. So I'm aware of a lot of skincare products, but now that I know my skin is a sponge, which still sounds ridiculous, but now that I know that, I have a better understanding of what each of these products will do and how they each play a very important role in the daily maintenance of my sponge. They keep it clean. It's my goal not to let any excess oil reside in this sponge, and I make a point of not letting any dead skin cells gather in these pores, which for most oily skin people are very enlarged. It's always been a struggle for me to accept my skin type and my acne, but I hope that explaining why these steps in my skincare routine are helpful. I hope it empowers you to feel a little bit more in control of taking care of your skin. And above all else, if you haven't seen a dermatologist or a doctor about your acne yet, I really would encourage you to do that if you're able. I understand that not everybody has access to that sort of medical care, but take advantage of it if you can. There are prescription solutions to acne also. So if you already know that that's what you need, then please go for it. And then keep in mind that my skincare advice is what's working for me. So So if your doctor says to do something else, do something else. So let's put on my nighttime skincare routine and I'll explain to you why I do each step. But first, just a quick reminder to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it and if you want to see more skincare or beauty videos. And if you're new to my channel, please, I would love to have you click that subscribe button to join the crew that helps me put these videos together by suggesting what I do next. I publish new videos every week, so click subscribe and you'll never miss a thing. I am now fresh out of the shower. As you can see, oh no, I'm not gonna be using this camera anymore. This looks better to me. Fresh out of the shower looking pale and blotchy. Skincare. So the first thing that I did was wash my hands. It sounds basic, but I do not touch my face or put anything on my face unless I've just thoroughly washed my hands. The world is a disgusting place, and our iPhone is literally filthy with germs from the toilet. Don't touch your phone before you wash your face. I'm just warning you, it will introduce bacteria that can just make things worse. First up, I cleanse my face twice a day with my Clarisonic brush. My skin needs this twice a day. Some people that will be too much and too irritating, so do what feels right. I even buy the brush heads that are specifically made for acne-prone skin. Now, a Clarisonic brush is sort of an investment. It looks like they're between $109 and $219. I got this one for Christmas. Thanks, Mom. But they also make lower-end versions where it's a spinning brush rather than a sonic brush. So this is like a sonic toothbrush, meaning it vibrates and pulsates at a supersonic speed. It's probably too fast to even see, but they also make obviously lower-cost versions where it's just a spinning I've used those in the past too. For me, this works a lot better because it's actually vibrating those pores and shaking out all of the gunk. But even just having a spin brush really helps also, because if you wear makeup, I promise you are not getting it all off washing with your hands alone. So anyway, I use the Clarisonic every day. After I get out of the shower, the first skincare that I apply to my face is one that I have loved for such a long time. It's this Paula's Choice 2% BHA Skin Perfecting Gel. This product comes in a liquid and a gel form. The liquid is more popular. You apply it with a cotton pad like a toner. I think the gel works better for oily skin, and you pump it out and apply it with your fingers. You can see it's like a, you know, clear gel. I've been using it on and off for several years now, and my skin always looks better when I am using it. So now I'm just gonna use it full time. BHA stands for beta hydroxy acid. Skincare acids are very important, I think, for keeping my pores clean. It's helping to break those bonds that are holding on to dead skin cells and making sure they don't cling to the face, and more importantly, don't cling to the walls of your pore. If this is a pore in your skin, dead skin cells can get caught here and start restricting the flow of oil that's trying to pass through, and that's when you get a clogged pore. That's a blackhead, that's a breakout. This BHA gel helps keep the walls of my pores clean. Like any other type of exfoliation, it also helps the following skincare products absorb easier. So just one pump of that. You might think it's weird, but when I'm using this regularly, the gunk is just sliding out of my pores. Do you see that? That just shows you how clean it's keeping my pores, because that oil, those pillars of oil, are just sliding out because nothing's stopping them. Obviously, it's not great to have snakes of oil extruding from my face at all times, so I'm frequently using the pore strips. I like these Biore ones. The cheap ones just don't work as well, I'm sorry. But I also have a money-saving hack for these, so let me know in the comments if you want to hear more beauty hacks. I can do a whole video because I have so many tips. I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. I use these like every other day or every third day. These strings, you can't even like scrape them off. You have to just do a pore strip. It's weird. It's kind of sickly fascinating, you know? Speaking of, when you're hydrating your body, it is transmitted throughout. That means your blood is the right consistency and your sweat is the right consistency. And yes, even the oil that your skin makes is thinner and it's able to pass through without clogging pores. Just drink water all day. I'm telling you, there's no bad time to be drinking water. If you think about water, drink it. It became a habit for me and I feel a lot better overall when I'm hydrated. So, Paula's Choice Liquid Exfoliant. Love this stuff, can't do without it. It costs like $30 maybe, but one bottle of this lasts me, I'm not joking you, 8 months. I rarely have to buy more of this. This is great for all skin types, by the way. It will reduce pore size, reduce redness, keep it looking smooth and nice, no matter who you are. The links to all this stuff on Amazon is below, by the way. Those are affiliate links, so I get a percentage of your sale if you buy it, but just buy it wherever you want. I don't care. Twice a week before I put this stuff on, I will use a mask, a clay mask. I buy this Dead Sea mud mask, which is just like the highest rated cheap mask that they sell on Amazon. It's a mineral infused, derived from the Dead Sea Deep Skin Cleanser, pore reducer, and helps unlock pores. That's not perfect English, but okay. I don't know much about how these deep sea minerals are helping. I work for a mineral makeup brand, so from what I can tell, yes, there are some healing properties to deep sea minerals, so I'm sure that that's helping in some way. But what I really love about this mud mask is that, like a lot of other masks on the market, it's a clay base. If your skin is saturated with oil, this clay or mud will draw the oil out of your skin faster than your skin is able to replenish all of that oil. So for a period of time after you use this mask, your skin will be actually kind of dried out. It will have unsaturated your skin of all of that oil. The day after I use this mask, my face is noticeably less oily. When I do this every other day or every third day, always right after my pore strip, my skin just tends to be less oily overall. It's like I'm keeping on top of that excess oil production and always speeding up the process from when the oil is secreted at the gland to when it is absorbed and washed away at the skin's surface. I'm not gonna do this mask tonight, but if you watch my Instagram or Snapchat stories, then you know that I am rocking this mask all the time because it keeps my skin feeling healthy and it keeps it looking good, okay? That's why I do it. Next up is my favorite step and one of the newer steps that I'm taking in my skincare routine, and that is applying a toner. I'm using this Skin & Co. Roma Truffle Therapy Face Toner. It's formulated with the essence of Umbrian truffle, but it smells like coconut beach time. A toner is like an antibacterial astringent and helps sanitize the skin, basically. The pores will tighten up. That's why it's a toner. It helps tighten and tone your pores. Many astringents are formulated with just alcohol, which is obviously very harsh and very drying for many people. I have heard of people using acetone, nail polish remover, as a toner. Don't do that. If it smells like it's going to give you a disease in your lungs, it's not good to leave on your face before bed. This toner, it happens to be formulated with witch hazel, a natural astringent, and has been a home remedy for keeping the skin toned for centuries. All I can say is that I have a lot fewer breakouts when I use this, and I can feel a very gentle tingling and tightening sensation when I put it on. If you were to use a dish sponge, after a while of sitting on your counter, it starts to become mildewy. So what do? Douse it in a toner. I'm committed to this toner because I love the whole experience of putting it on. It feels good, not too harsh, and it smells like a dream. With shipping, it cost me about $32. I went through this in about 2 months, which is actually not that bad. But of course, there are plenty of drugstore alternatives as well that might work just as well for you. I also feel like this helps speed the healing time for my skin. Like, I got a breakout right here on my forehead, and it cleared up in just like 1 day. I've toned, or if you'd prefer, I've sanitized my sponge. That's when I do my eye cream. Eye creams are another product that I was sort of on again, off again with, but those days are over. I really want to kind of be preventative and keep my eye skin very hydrated and healthy rather than try to fix old looking skin later on. I've been using this Kiehl's Age Defender eye cream. It says eye cream for men, so it's from their men's line, but just to reiterate, any product is for any gender, so don't listen to that. It just sort of targets all of the eye zone concerns, so it's lifting, anti-wrinkle, and dark circle erasing. It has like a very buttery, rich texture to it, and I thought maybe that would be too heavy, but it actually absorbs into the skin so quickly. After 1 month, I can really see a difference. The eyelids particularly look a lot smoother and a lot less crepey. The under eye area does look brighter. This outer corner doesn't feel as thin and delicate. And make sure you get the eyelid and the brow bone as well. I would say it's never too late to start using an eye cream, and if you don't show any signs of aging yet, you're doing future you a big favor. I think this cost like $28, but it's been a month and I barely put a dent in it. This next item that I'm about to use is one that I have been putting on my face since I was 12 years old. Good old-fashioned benzoyl peroxide, a really standard over-the-counter acne medication. If you do use a prescription acne medication, this would be the time to do it in place of this. What I don't think people often realize about benzoyl peroxide is that it won't do much to cure existing pimples. It's really something you want to use to prevent new breakouts from forming. This is a 10% benzoyl peroxide. People with normal skin skin might find that drying. Benzoyl peroxide reacts with your skin to create oxygen, and the acne bacteria cannot survive in an oxygenated environment. It's as if I put this mildewy sponge in a plastic bag and sealed it. And the bacteria that thrives on a low oxygen environment will flourish. If you were to take the sponge out of the bag and put it in the sun and just bake it, you're gonna kill all of that bacteria by depriving it of the things it needs most. In this case, an oxygen-free environment closed off in its own little ecosystem within your pores. It's just an extra step of prevention that, when used regularly, can help reduce the chances of an acne breakout from forming anywhere on the face. Now, having done all of this work to clear out my pores and keep them very clean, they are basically open to the world. So it's very important to finish with an oil-free moisturizer. I use this Cetaphil just because it has a high SPF, which is another important thing, especially when you use benzoyl peroxide. It makes your skin more susceptible to burning, which is cell DNA damage, which is putting you at risk for cancers. So I do 1 pump of that, and it helps seal off my pores and also prevent any dryness or flaking that can happen from using acne medication. You want to let your benzoyl peroxide absorb into the skin for about 4 minutes before you put on any moisturizer. Skincare. So there you have it. That's my skincare routine going into the summer of 2017, and I use what I'll call the sponge method to keep in mind what I'm doing when I put these products on my face so that I can be more effective in how I target the problems that I'm having with my skin. I'm having a lot more success and feeling confident every day because my skin is under control, it's not as oily, and I have fewer cystic acne breakouts. Hopefully you can achieve the same thing by keeping the sponge method in mind as you go about your skincare routine. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other advice for taking care of your oily or acne-prone skin, or feel free to ask any questions you might have. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. That way I know to make more videos geared towards beauty, skincare, and personal grooming. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button so that you get notified every time I upload new videos, which is every week. That way you can join the crew that helps me put these videos together by letting me know what you want to see next. I talk toys, I talk crafts, I talk TV. I talk a lot, is really what I'm getting at. So if you want to be a part of the fun, click that subscribe button so that you never miss new videos from me. Thank you guys so much for watching and seeing the weird parts of my face. You guys are all the greatest. I'll see you next time.